Hey everybody, welcome to the final episode of South of King's Landing, the Explosion Network's Game of Thrones after show. This week we'll be talking about the season in a whole, all 7 episodes. Me, Ash, Kieran will be ranking, ordering least favourite to favourite episodes, and then at the end of the episode we will have an entire list. They'll say the unofficial, official Explosion Network favourite episode list, discounting Jack, Tom and Nick, who have also been on the show, whose opinions don't matter because they're not in this episode. So whatever, tweet at them. I don't care. It's fine. They can tweet out their own opinions about their favourite episodes and stuff like that if they so feel.
It's true.
Feel fit. That's true. And at the end of the episode, we'll just give a overview, review of the season, what we thought and stuff like that, and maybe some brief prediction kind of stuff towards the next season or what we think next season could be about. But all right, so we're just going to jump into it. We're just going to go through. I'm going to go Ash, Kieran, me every time. We're going to start at the least favourite, get to the favourite, why that episode's so bad to you, why that episode's mediocre, why that episode's good. So kick it off, Ash. Your least favourite episode.
Least favourite episode, the premiere Dragonstone, episode 1. It was just sort of, in hindsight, it was just sort of setting it all up, and it wasn't really anything interesting happened in that episode. Just sort of there. Wasn't very memorable at all. It's probably the least memorable of all the episodes. Oh, well, that's except for the one exception of Ed Sheeran singing in the forest. It's the only memorable thing from that episode.
Oh, the favorite episode. Where did you have Dragonstone on your list, Kieran?
Where do I have Dragonstone on my list? Dragonstone is number 4 on my list.
Ooh. Number 4. I have it at number 2, as in number 6.
Oh, like I have it like midway. It's like halfway up on mine. Okay. So
that's interesting. So me and Ash are close to opinions on this one, I suppose, because it's my second least favorite episode. It was just like kind of it's just like it was like the season kicks off and you have you wait so long between seasons, and then it opens with the World of Frey thing, and then you watch it all, and then it's just like more and more setup of stuff. It's like we're just going to set up heaps of stuff, and like by the end of it, you're like, we spent 5 to 10 minutes talking to Ed Sheeran. Like, couldn't we have been doing
something,
literally anything else? Like, I don't know if you heard, guys, but you're only doing like 6 more episodes after this, and we spent 10 minutes talking to Ed fucking Sheeran about nothing for no reason. Fuck.
He's saying really nicely.
You did.
Yeah, but it's not good content. It's not good for the episode. It's not great. So yeah, I'm with you. Why is this one higher up on yours? Why you got it at
for 4? Me, just looking at my notes for it, I really enjoyed the opening scene with the phrase. I thought that was an awesome way to open the season. Yeah. I thought that was awesome. I really liked the scene with the Hound and the Men Without Banners with. Going back to the house where the Hound had slaughtered those 2 people. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that throwback. It wasn't an expected throwback, so I thought that was a really good progression for that character. I think my only con is I really hated, and I didn't like it the whole season, I didn't enjoy the last time on Game of Thrones stuff at the start of each episode, just because...
Yeah, it's like so long and it spoils stuff.
It spoils stuff. Like, the Hound stuff... Yes, I understand that some people may have needed to be reminded, but I think it took a bit of that surprise away from me of watching that moment and really enjoying that scene for what it was and what happened there for him. So
yeah, fair enough. All right, well, what's your least favorite?
My worst episode is actually episode 2, Stormborn, because for much the same reason, in my personal opinion, a lot of that was more set up and more moving chess pieces into places for later in the season. I really liked, for me as a viewer, I really saved that episode because I feel like even though it was Arya going back and seeing Hot Pie again and meeting up with a direwolf again in that random scene, which I thought was really nice for that kind of progression of these 2 characters, Arya and her wolf, have gone very different, and just to see their growth, it just emphasized that growth.
Yeah, that scene when I first watched it, like I remember when we talked about it on the show, like when my initial reaction as watching it, I was like, I don't know what this scene doesn't make any fucking sense, like what's going on. And then when I read more about it and kind of got it explained to me, like the whole, like the line she says, which means like her in a dire wolf. I was like, oh, it's really symbolic and stuff. And I changed my opinion of it. So
which I really liked.
Yeah.
I guess for me, it was a bit more setup in the episode than I like. I feel like it was a lot of, are we going to go places? Aren't we going to go places? And then it was all decided by the end of it. And then also Theon massively upset me that episode. So, because that was the episode where he jumped off the goddamn boat.
Jumps off and leaves.
He needs to be redeemed again. He needs to redeem himself again.
Yeah, we get to
again.
Where'd you have this one on yours?
Mine's at number 6. So just one more. That was my next one.
Yep.
Yeah, again.
It's good when this happens because,
I think we're all sort of on the same.
Which one was this for you?
I have it at number 5.
Okay.
So 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
Either way, it's in the bottom 3 of all of our lists.
Yep.
I put it above my least favorite for reasons I'll get to in a moment, and then Dragonstone was my. I was like, it's a little bit better than the first episode to me. So
okay. Yeah. Interesting.
It's fine. More stuff happens. I was like, it's fine. Set up. My least favorite episode. It may annoy some people, I suppose. Beyond the Wall. I hated it. The more I thought of it, as the weeks progressed, I hated it more and more. I just hated it. I was like, it is the definition of this season to me is that episode, which is it is just so much nonsense. And I remember rewatching it like the next week on Fox or whatever. They have the previous week on before the episode starts airing. And I'm just like, I sat down and I started watching it like halfway through, right at the point where they're on top of the hill and they see like the group of walkers. And then he's like, we'll wait them out. We'll see what's happening. And then the scene just cuts. And then they're just ambushing him. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why? And then it's just the whole waiting there scene. And then it's all very cool. Like, lots of cool wallpaper material, I suppose. Lots of cool fan moments, especially like as they're walking along and like all this stuff. But that's what it is. Like, this whole episode is the definition of season 7 to me, which is a whole lot of like fan fiction bullshit happening most of the time. And to the point where I'm like, the writing in this season is the worst it's ever been, as far as I'm concerned. And so many definitions of crap happening this season. Just nonsense. Just characters making stupid decisions that don't even seem right. It just seems like bad writing. Like the whole... I just don't know. So I presume everyone... Does someone have this at number 1 or something? Like, is someone going to chuck that? Where you got it, Ash?
Yep, I've got it. I've got it as
Kieran's got it at number 1?
I've got it as number 1.
Yeah.
Mine's at number 4.
Ooh.
So we're all... Ooh,
it's spread.
Ooh, like
That's
bottom,
spread.
middle. That's pretty good. That means it's a polarizing
it's a
episode, as some would say.
Yeah.
It's a divisive episode. So...
I mean, it's a fun episode, but it's definitely got problems.
Yeah, you're gonna sit.
I'm gonna sit on the fence.
If we get Kieran to say why he loves it so much, and then you sit between what I just said and what Kieran's about to say, that's Ash.
Yeah, pretty much.
So why do you love it so much?
Why do I
Kieran?
love it so
and
much?
you can't just say the complete opposite of everything I just said.
No, I love it because it's... Well, I have one point that's the opposite. As a fan and as somebody watching through Game of Thrones, I've loved this season for... off on building characters and building moments earlier in the series that have led to this. So I really enjoyed that is fan fiction-y crap, as you put it. I really loved those interactions between characters.
Fucking D&D master over here.
Pardon? What was
D&D master over here enjoys the fan fiction.
I really enjoyed those characters coming together. The interaction between them, especially the polar bear scene. I thought that was awesome. And interesting because it lends itself to other things that could potentially happen. I think Daenerys finally realizing and actually seeing White Walkers was a really big turning point for the season, and actually, I feel for Jon Snow. I feel for Jon Snow. He is the drunk homeless person with a tinfoil hat on,
a drunk idiot,
raving about UFOs. He is that man, and somebody's finally believing him that matters. The poor guy. So, and then the whole stuff with the dragon, that the dragon was killed. It put more danger on the Night King and built the Night King up as a better, more dangerous enemy than some people might have previously.
Olympic throwing arm. fucking legend.
Yeah,
Olympic throwing arm, but for some reason doesn't throw the spear at the dragon on the ground in front of him
just
with all the people on it, but chucks it at the one up in the air.
Because
that's much more impressive.
It was so much more impressive. So he did that. He was like, "I'm gonna."
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know war's about impressing people. You're sorry. I'm sorry. You're completely right.
And he did that, and then that twist at the end of him waking the dragon up, and the dragon,
which they shouldn't have shown. Like. Just as a side note, especially by the time you get to the big reveal when the dragon comes out in the end episode.
The final episode.
Imagine if we had
that last scene would have been.
Yeah, that is a good point.
That last scene would have been more.
It would have been so much cooler. It would have been like when it came out, because as soon as they stop and they show the wall, us as an audience, we're all sitting there like, "Where's the dragon?" Like, because we know it's going to happen. Like, there's no one that was like surprised. Oh, there's probably some slower people that were surprised that he was riding the dragon. But the rest of us who could it's like the reason they have the polar bear is so they can basically build up to the point that he's going to control the dragon. They put that in there basically for that, I suppose. That's like the foreshadowing of that, more or less. And then as soon as they show the dragon coming back out, they show its eye light up. It's like, okay. And then as soon as we get to that episode, the dragon comes out. And I wasn't surprised. That scene wasn't as epic to me as it would have been. Like, I wasn't sitting on my couch like, but I reckon if I never knew, I would have been like, like, the dragon's back to life.
Yeah. I do see that, but yeah, I still love the episode. And it continued the hashtag she wants to get snowed in, as Daenerys and Jon Snow continue to have that tension.
I don't think that was that a real hashtag? Or?
That was a hashtag that I created.
Oh, sorry.
Hashtag.
Did you actually test it? Did you actually tweet it or anything, or did you?
I don't.
Was
think
it just
so.
in our group chat?
I forgot, but it was in our group chat.
It was just a hashtag in his head. It wasn't even in our chat. Ash, do you have anything to add to why it's like just the mediocre number 4?
It's this is the culmination of all the time travel, fast travel shenanigans that we've had problems with all season. I mean, it's they're all together and it's so cool, and they're fighting the White Walkers. I mean, at a certain point, you got to look.
You've got to give in to that hype. You have to give in to that.
It's hard not to live in that moment. You get caught up in it, I think. So it's hard not to rank it higher because of that. It's like a bad action movie that you look back on and you go, "Oh, that doesn't make sense." That doesn't make sense, but
really
you love it
fast
anyway.
Runner. Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on you, Gendry.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Really, good on you, Gendry, old mate.
Yeah, where is he
Ash,
now?
What's your...
My number 6 was Stormborn, which we've talked about.
Yep, so we had that. So what's your number 5 then?
My number 5 is The Queen's Justice, which is episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah, again,
Yep.
I just felt like the season sort of built slowly. Obviously,
very slowly.
The end of this
but
episode...
very fast at the same time. Everyone's moving fast.
Yeah, but
not lots happening.
Yeah. I mean, the best... Obviously, there wasn't much happening until the very end when the twist occurs where they reveal that they weren't at Castle Rock, they were at Highgarden the whole time. Or attacking Highgarden.
Ooh,
so that's probably why it's ranked a bit higher than the other 2 episodes.
I like seeing her depth. So I had The Queen's Justice as number 3.
I had it as number 5 as well.
Yeah.
Number what? 5?
I had number 5 as well.
Oh, you two tying? Alright, well 5-3, whatever, it's fine. I really liked the Marjorie scene at the end of the episode.
That was my favourite scene of this episode.
Elena.
I think this is just like
thank you.
Overall, as an episode, this is the first time, especially like watching it in what did you say, Ollie?
Elena.
Elena.
You said Marjorie. Natalie Dormer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Completely different.
What if I miss her. R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Marjorie.
This was like the first episode because 1 and 2 wasn't big fans of, but 3 just like it just stands out still in my mind as just the first episode. I was like, I'm happy with that episode. Yeah. Like I was just like overall like that was a Game of Thrones level episode of stuff happening and stuff I was interested in the entire time. Didn't feel like there was any throwaway scenes. Nothing really pissed me off. Stuff like that. So, and just a lot of this season is just full of scenes that I'm just.
But like, this episode had the scene.
And it starts. Yeah.
This episode had the scene with Bran and Sansa underneath the tree.
Bran ruined this episode for me. Bran is why this episode is so far down for me. God damn.
He annoys me. His character annoys me, but I can't. I decided I can't hold it against the show because it's just his fucking character, and I can't hold it against the actor because the actor's been fine up until this point.
Exactly,
so he's
but
been directed to
like
do the character that way.
It just feels like a real sudden change. It feels like a really sudden change.
Especially, it
is a sudden change because I don't know if you've heard, but he's a three-eyed raven.
I have.
He seemed perfectly fine in the first episode, though. When they let him through the wall, he seemed all right then.
Yeah, he seemed.
Then he
fine
walks into Winterfell and he's like, "I saw you get raped on your wedding night."
Yeah, I saw you on your wedding night, and it's like, what? What?
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah. You just ruined it.
I quite enjoyed seeing them all together because the Arya Sansa stuff I liked. It was really weird the first time watching it. By the time you reach the end of the season, I think like thinking back on these episodes, having them be really weird towards each other kind of works perfectly with their whole building them up, and then the big switcheroo with Littlefinger later. Like if they had them be really happy, like hug, like oh I'm so glad to see you sis, like off the get go, and then suddenly did the switch the next episode of like oh Arya's onto me, but from the get go they're like are they okay? Like, are they all right? So they play that whole Sansa Arya stuff, I think, because I was getting really annoyed with it around episode 5, 6. I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, this is just bullshit. And then by the time you get to the last episode and you see Littlefinger, you're like, all right, fair enough. Like, it all paid off. Yeah. Luckily, like it paid off for me. So, and I think it starts with this episode with doing the whole.
My biggest
they set in your mind
with Arya and Sansa that I really because Arya is my favorite character. The thing that...
Mine too. Although she nearly got ditched this season.
Yeah, she didn't have much. But the thing that... And I didn't realise it until somebody mentioned this after I finished the season off, was that Arya was dressed very similarly to Ned the entire way through. And I thought that was really cool. She's taken up that mantle and... She was her father's daughter. Very much so.
Yeah.
Always was. Number 4, Eastwatch.
Yep.
It's great. I had it number 2.
6. I had number 6.
How did we get it?
6.
How did that happen?
Where'd you have it? 2.
I had it 2.
So, I'm at 4. Kieran's... No. What'd you say?
I'm at
Kieran's
number
6.
6. Yeah.
And Ash is at 2, you're at 6. Well, that's just... That's all over the fucking place. Really? 6?
This ranking system's going to be all over the place.
This episode still stands out to me, and you can like I talked about it in the episode, didn't I? I was on that South of King's Landing, wasn't I?
Appreciate it.
Where the shot of the dragon sitting on that rock, still that one frame is still like probably one of my favorite shots of the entire season, and I just want it as a high res wallpaper. So. You hate that scene because moments later she burns those people alive.
I think it's
I had like such a pretty dragon rock shot.
I think it's ridiculous that she killed both of them. I didn't understand that decision whatsoever.
So does Tyrion. Neither does Tyrion.
Exactly.
Like part of
and
that's
character. Why. And I just don't understand. I'm like, why? Why are you doing that? That's stupid. You're gonna. I don't know. Dany as a character is really frustrating. Really frustrating sometimes because she's so up and down on like I'm gonna kill everyone that doesn't like me. I want everybody to like me, and then it's just this.
I think her thing is that she, in her mind, she has it down. Like she's like, oh, this will be way easier. Like as the seasons progress, she's like, oh, it's free slaves. I'll be really nice to everyone. Like everyone will just get along. I'll go over there. I'll kill the bad people, and everyone will love me or whatever. I'll just kill the queen. And then slowly, as the seasons progress, she finds being the whole queen thing like a lot harder, and realizes it's not like black white answers. Like do this, don't do that. Like just help these people, don't do that. Blah blah blah. And especially do the whole stuff with like in Meereen when she had to deal with like the uprising of what were those people called? The faceless, like the people who wore masks or whatever. You remember when they had the harpies and stuff like that? Like that's when all this shit starts.
The thing is, for her previously,
because she finally has to start making
the
some
hardest
big,
part of her
decisions.
reign. She had flown off and like just abandoned Meereen and was like, "I'm gone. See ya, Tyrion. Deal with things." I don't know. She frustrates me. That scene ruined the episode.
Why did you like this one so much, Ash? Then
Gendry. It finally paid off.
Really?
And
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gendry is this. Yeah.
And Davos
The hammer.
doing all these good stuff, and then
Yeah.
finally
That was going to be my other point. Davos. Yeah.
yeah. And then finally getting to the wall, and that last scene where they're all walking out in the snow, that might be one of the best shots in the whole series.
That's my highlight.
Yeah,
my highlight is like that A-Team Avengers moment where it's just like the teams
The
together.
Magnificent Seven shot
Yeah.
of them walking out. Yeah. Really cool. The Davos stuff is still some of my favorite stuff this season too, because it's like, I love that scene of just him being him. Like still, just because it's still just the only time we've actually just seen him being not the guy we know, like the Hand of Kings and all this sort of stuff. It's just like the smuggler being the smuggler, and it was just really cool to see. And then we get Gendry back, and then Gendry fucking smacks someone in the face with a hammer, and it was really cool. So
yeah. And this is where it became obvious that Jon and Dany wanted to get together. This is where the looks really started. Yeah.
Even though we have tension deniers in our ranks at the network, this has been going on the entire a good part of the season. The looks have been happening.
Yeah. It started when she took him
single for a reason.
He took her into the cave. I mean, it
When
was
he took
obvious
her
from
into
that.
the cave, they were just undressing each other with their eyes, longing looks.
I will be single for my life, because if a girl ever looks at me like that, I'll be like, oh, I'm glad she's like my friend. That's cool. Dylan, she's got the hots for you. No,
She
No.
doesn't.
you just don't be
No,
stupid.
she's the mother of dragons.
Ash, what is your number 3?
Mine is Spoils of War. Have we talked about that yet?
No.
No,
No.
this is,
We haven't.
yeah. This is the one with the
Number
attack on the Lannisters. I mean,
Yeah, this is the Attack of the
It
Lannisters.
is.
I
This
have
is the
this.
Attack on Lancers episode.
This is number 2.
Go. I have it in the number 1.
You have a number 1?
Yeah.
Yep.
That last scene, man. That last scene.
Yeah, that last... I mean, it's
I
kind
had a lot of problems with this episode at the time, but then like looking back, I'm like, that battle stuff and everything like that was still just, it's way better than any of the Beyond the Wall drag and stuff and whatever else for me. So I don't know, it's fine. Apart from the Jamie stuff at the end, it's the only part that pissed me off.
Why would you
Well,
write
that was
it?
only in hindsight, only the next week that it was ruined.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. So it's only in hindsight. Yeah, at that time I was like, he's dead, he's fucked, like blah blah blah. Next episode, Bronn just fucking pulls him up with one little pinky finger with all that armor on, drags him out of the water. Like, no worries, you're perfectly fine.
Bronn's the
Yeah,
man.
okay, it doesn't ruin this episode then.
Yeah, Bronn is the
Super
best.
strength. All right, so why do you have this one so high, Ash? Why do we all have this one so high? That's a good
it's a
point.
great episode. I mean, Arya and Sansa get back together. There is that awkward scene where she's with the guards, but yeah, we can let that slide.
That's a bit.
Was
I
it.
laughed in that scene, so to be fair.
Yeah, I do like.
Weird scene, waste of 5-10 minutes or whatever it is. However, they did make me laugh. So
I did like the Bran Littlefinger scene where he calls him
Oh
back.
my
on his,
god, Bran did something good. The only good
calls him
Bran
back on
moment
his chaos
in the
as a
season.
ladder line.
was it the ladder line? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
that
yes,
was pretty great, and the look on Littlefinger's face, it was priceless.
So-
Almost
so-
the best
that's-
look of his face this season. Almost.
No, yeah, not
Almost.
quite.
Almost. I also had it
yeah.
down because of the Arya Bran and Tarth fight. Because
Yeah, which if you go on YouTube and watch that lightsaber fight, if you haven't yet,
yeah, you should.
the better
It's pretty
version.
great.
It's pretty
but
good in the show, but it's even better with lightsabers.
just it's really satisfying to see this kid that everybody sees, the kid in Westeros that has gone away and learnt all this stuff, comes back and he's just like, hey, I'm a total badass.
Kicking
I
ass.
can.
Yeah.
She is the biggest badass.
She's the biggest
show,
badass in the
100%.
series. It's just like, what up? I'll just destroy you all.
Because everyone else, anyone else that's, you can be like, oh, like, John's a badass here, blah, 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 blah. It's like, they've always kind of just been, like, good at whatever else. But she's gone from, like, no skills, and now she's a fucking ultimate assassin who can fucking, like, one hand take on a knight to do. Oh, yeah.
He's just the person that defeated the Hound has been defeated by Arya. It's like,
Well, it was a draw.
I think Arya had her.
Look, if that was a real fight,
Arya would have not. Yeah.
Arya-
Well, that's because
I-
Brienne would have held
Very
back
No, if that was a real fight, Brienne would
because she had Sears an oath.
If that was a real fight, Arya would have snuck up and stabbed her.
Exactly. Just would have stabbed
That's
her.
true.
Poisoned her.
That's true.
Just freaking... You know?
She's like, oh, here comes what's her manservant's name? Whatever his
Podrick.
Pod. Oh, here comes Pod. It's not Pod. It's Arya.
Stab.
Dead.
Exactly.
And then took her
Also,
face.
Question.
Yeah,
Question.
took her face.
Because it's never fully explained what her how the face stuff works.
Don't know.
So if
she grows and
if
everything, it's
she
amazing.
does she grow? Would she be the size of Brienne of Tarth if she puts on Brienne of Tarth's face?
Yeah, she would.
don't know.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Because Walter Frey must have been
That's how it
taller
works.
than her, right?
Yeah, so she grows. Yeah. She puts on stilts and stuff like
She puts
They never
on
really explain it. It's it's even
She has
stilts
some.
or magic. and,
She uses their legs. She gets extended.
She
Yeah.
uses their legs.
I don't,
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know if I need to know, to be honest. Like, and this show's got really worse and worse.
I mean,
as the
that-
season's
if that's
gone
the
on
thing that
explaining
you've-
things, so
You're saying isn't realistic in this show?
And there's dragons.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna nitpick.
As long
this.
as she
I'm
doesn't
not-
take Bran's
there's-
face, because she
whatever.
doesn't want to use Bran's face.
It's magic. I don't need to see that either.
They made a wheelchair for him. That was nice.
So
Is that?
your number.
I have to ask. Is that wheelchair like electric or something? Because I never see him like moving the wheels.
No,
I
because
don't-
he never moves.
I don't believe it is. No.
He's never moved.
I
Like,
don't
every
see
time he's in the
people pushing
wheelchair,
him.
he's already in the spot he's needed to be.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oddly,
that's why
it's
the
like-
actor is so
it's
terrible.
like the chair's there and the actor sits down in it. And
Maybe the actor's part of the prop and he gets just
even
shut
though
away.
he got that chair specially made, it's like here's this special wheelchair. For
Yeah.
you. If you could just figure out how to
Move around.
fucking use it, that would be great. So your number 2, Kieran, by my predictions, is the dragon and the wolf.
No, my number 2 is Spoilers of
No.
War. Number 3
Oh, yeah,
for
that
me
was
is
supposed to
Dragon
be-
and
so
the
your
Wolf.
3 is a dragon and wolf. Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. So Ash has it at
Number 1.
1.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, well, Ash.
Ash.
It was just
Please
the
do feel
culmination
free to
of so
explain.
much. I mean, the White Walkers finally got to the wall and broke it all down. All these people at the Dragon Pit come together that they haven't been together at all through the series. And then you finally have Littlefinger getting his. Oh, it's so good.
That was
That was the
That's what I
best
said.
thing
That was so
in
satisfying.
the show. Yeah.
It was.
The most satisfying
like-
thing.
You can watch it over and over and over. No matter how many times I've seen Arya cut that guy's throat and just turn and walk away, like drop.
Well, even just the
mic
look
drop
on his
moment.
face when she says Lord
Yeah.
Baelish.
It's so good. Yeah.
Even just just the fact that they've been building up this dagger for the entire series, you know that Arya's going to use the dagger to kill him. And then it happened, and just the smug little...
Yeah. They
oh.
pay off a lot of things in this scene, especially because a lot of the Arya, Sansa, Winterfell shit this whole season's been really confusing. Like, why is that being mentioned? Why is this happening? Why is she being weird? Why is she being weird? What's blah, blah, blah? Why is this dagger being brought back up all of a sudden? And then it's all paid off in like that one scene. So you're like,
Did you guys feel it was earned though? Or did it
Yeah,
come out of the
just
blue?
because
Yeah.
just because earlier in the episode, when there was the scene with Sansa and Lord Baelish, I was honestly thinking, I was sat on it going, I can't fucking wait for this douchebag to die. I cannot fucking wait. I know,
Well, that's
honestly, in my
mostly
did anyone
head,
predict this?
into
Did anyone
Littlefinger.
predict it?
Pardon?
Did anyone actually think
No,
that might
I
happen?
was
'Cause
in
I
my
was honestly
mentally. I was like,
100% like Arya's walking in. I'm like, I hope she runs away. Like, who's going to save her? Like, in my mind, I was 100% like Sansa's like dead set.
Man, she's gonna have to kill all these guards. It's gonna suck.
yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I
like
was,
stuff like that. I know.
I thought, I was like, right, I can't wait for Lord Baelish to get his next season. Can't wait for that to happen next
Comeuppance.
season.
Yeah.
And as soon as Arya walked into that room with all those guards, I'm like, Winterfell's going to be losing some guards because I'm excited to watch Arya take them all on. And neither of those things happened. So they punked me out really well.
Oh,
Yeah. Happy to be punked
Good.
out
they
there.
punked you?
Happy to be punked.
Happy to be punked
Good
out?
on you. I will say, in this episode, Cersei really bothered me. Cersei and Tyrion bothered me. For different reasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Obviously, at the
Go.
end of that Cersei and Tyrion conversation, there's something cut out. Because
Oh, yeah, that they're saving for the last season. 100%.
there's something that's
He's
happened
looking
there.
all weird.
Yeah.
There's
looking all
something-
weird
But
on the
it
boat.
makes it really. It makes this whole episode and that scene like really weird because they cut something out to save it as a spoil, like a big
reveal.
A big reveal. So
like,
if
it's
Tyrion's
a
like
real for next season, but it makes the episode weird.
which I'm just like Tyrion, man. You're one of my favorite characters. If you go and portray Danny, then oh no,
I don't reckon he portrayed her. He might have portrayed John
possibly.
or something.
But doing that, and then in any other situation, maybe prior to before her kids died, I think both times in that episode, I was like, all right, Tyrion's dead. Tyrion's just fucking dead. Tyrion's dead. He's fucking.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen, and then I was like, Jaime's dead. She's gonna kill Jaime. Jaime's just.
I legit thought Jaime
Jaime's
was gonna die,
fucked.
actually.
He's dead.
I was like,
He's screwed.
because the guy, the mountain
I know.
dude went to grab his sword or whatever, and I was like, oh shit, actually,
I'm like, okay,
Cool,
shit,
ballsy.
shit, and then nothing happened. I was
it
like,
doesn't happen, and I'm like,
is she getting soft or?
Whatever.
I just feel like with her and family, it's like she's all talk.
yeah, suppose, good point. Yeah.
But
She's not going to actually kill him. Although I believe she would kill him.
I believe she
Anyway.
killed Jaime. I definitely.
You killed my dad. Yeah, he was taking a shit. You fuck. Like,
Fucking stunk the place out. Like, oh, he was banging my girl. Just all these things. So those things kind of bothered me. And then Cersei's whole, did she plan the entire time to be like, yeah, I'll help you guys, and then
yeah, I think just Cersei being
just
Cersei.
just
I think.
okay, Cersei.
I think that was a deal.
All right, I can have the overall list. In just a second, I'm about to.
Just
I'll cut the
calculating it.
video. Official ranking system of the Explosion Network's season 7. Right, yeah, season 7. Nick confuses me with 8 on the website. Season 7 for Explosion Network ranking. At number 7, we have Stormborn, which was episode
Episode 2.
2. Is our least favorite.
Excellent.
Number 6 is Dragonstone, episode 1. It's our second least favorite. The Queen's Justice, at number 5, episode 3. So the bottom 3 episodes make the bottom, or the first 3 episodes make the bottom 3 of our list. Number 4, Beyond the Wall, which kind of gets dragged down because I ranked it
I hate you
the
so
bottom.
much. I hate
so
you so
lowly.
much.
Yeah,
That's
so
exactly where I put it.
doesn't.
Ash is
Yeah,
right.
so it works out really well for you, actually.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm quite happy with that the positioning of the Beyond the Wall episode. Number 3, we have Eastwatch, which was episode number 5. Number 2 is The Dragon and the Wolf, the season finale. And our number 1 Explosion Network episode was The Spoils of War.
Can't argue with that. I mean, those top 3 episodes, probably some of the best Game of Thrones we've had in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue about the rest, maybe, but it's like Spoils of War, Dragon and the Wolf, and Eastwatch. Like, best 3 episodes. Most people would be like, that's decent. Like,
Yeah, Beyond the Wall still.
So overall, to end the episode, what was everyone's overall opinions on the season? Quickly, because I pretty much gave mine before.
You hate
but I
it.
think
Game of
that,
Thrones is
that's
terrible,
what-
and
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Stop
but
pandering
I
to your
really,
fans.
I honestly felt there was at some stage, like by episodes 4 or 5 or whatever, I didn't have, like I have every other year, that big urge. Like, I wasn't like pumped, dying, really excited for each week. Like, I was like, I mean, I'm going to watch it. Like, I'm still like, oh, I'm looking forward to watching it, but I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait till Monday. Like, I'm really, really excited for Monday. It just wasn't happening because I was just getting really disappointed. And maybe that happened to a lot of people. What's the season? Everyone hates season 5 the most, right? I didn't hate that season. Like, I know it was very slow and stuff like that, but I'll take the slow, meandering season 5 over the time teleporting, jumping season 7.
No.
To be honest.
No.
So going into the last season, I'm actually worried. I'm legit actually worried if the last season's going to let me down majorly, and if the show's going to end on a big woof of just me being like, okay, that's nothing. That's just a whole letdown to me. I'm legit worried, and my biggest the issue arises with, it feels like they're trying too fast to get to a certain position. It feels like they still need like an extra 1 or 2 seasons, and it also feels heavily like and it's very obvious that they don't have the full book material to go off, and you can kind of tell they're more off script, and they're just doing it because they're just in make it up land, basically. I mean, I know they know where the show ends. Like George apparently told them, like this is the end point, how you get there. Here's like the general outline kind of thing, but they're just there. So I don't know. This is probably my least favorite season.
Ooh.
No, it is my least favorite season. There you go.
Fair enough.
Don't know what my ranking of seasons is. Maybe we can do that at the end of the last season. We can rank all the seasons, but this is my least favorite season.
Let's do it.
Kieran.
I love this season for all the reasons you hated it. No, I love this season because for me, it was like a payoff. It was the last 6 seasons were getting us to this point, and we're finally getting to the climax, and there's not many episodes, so they can't really fuck around anymore. And I think that's the problem with it, and that's why the fast traveling stuff is happening.
Teleporting.
Because they took too long getting to this point. Is probably why there's all this fast, because they've gone, right, we're only doing 7 episodes of this one, and however many episodes of the next
6
season.
of the next one.
6, and they're all going to be
6.
2 hours long.
Yeah,
probably.
So they have to start doing fast. But I've loved all the character interactions and character moments that are being fulfilled from earlier in seasons, and these characters that we've been watching, like even though I dislike the character in many points of view sometimes, Sansa and Arya, their growth throughout the seasons has been one of my favourite parts of this show, because Sansa was a spoiled little brat at season 1. And I
hated her first couple of
seasons. She was the worst. It was,
but the last couple of seasons, she earned her.
Yeah, she's like, hey, I realised what I did. You know, we're moving up in the world. We're getting.
Not saying she should have to go through what she did to
become a good person.
Earn spot, but she was really annoying little girl at the start of the.
She was
show,
just her and the Joffrey stuff was the worst. But
yeah, and like picking on Arya, like even at the start, like picking on her younger sister and stuff like that. Just watching it, you're like, don't like this girl. Like.
Thanks, Arya, the character just sums up how I feel about this show. That just the like, whenever she does something that makes her a total badass. I remember the first time I got this feeling was at the end of season 6 when she killed Walter Frey. I was like, man, this is where we're at. This is what's going to happen next season. I'm so fucking excited. Everybody's coming back to Westeros. We're not going to be jumping all over the globe, and we're going to be doing... And it did. It lived up to it hyped me up, and yes, it had its moments and its things I don't understand, but on a whole, as a character, I felt like there was some reward as a character. I'm a character in Game of Thrones, people. No, as a fan, it gave me a bit of a pat on the back to say thanks for watching. So,
Ash, are you going to say this fits in about the middle? It's neither your favourite nor your least favourite.
The way it is.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. But yeah, this season was very much about fan service. I think it was a lot of reunions and bringing people together that you hadn't seen before and answering a lot of questions. It was a season of payoffs for a lot of secrets that have been held for a long time and those sort of things. So, and it ended on a note that made me excited for next season, whenever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so quickly to go over next season.
Yeah,
I don't want to do like big predictions and stuff like that. We will do a big prediction episode before the season starts, if it actually starts next year. If it's not till 2019, then it'll be 2000. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be till 2019. But what, off the top of your head, because for the last time of this season of South of King's Landing, who's going to end up on the throne? How are they going to get there? And who's going to be alive by the time the show ends?
Well, I said last week, and it hasn't changed, that Jon is going to be on the throne with Dany. Man and wife. Mm-hmm. Yep. Got to keep that Targaryen bloodline strong.
Who's going to be dead then, looking at everything?
Ooh.
Is everyone else basically going to be dead?
Well, like Cersei's definitely going to die.
Cersei's going to be dead. Night King's dead.
Yeah. Well, for that scenario to end out.
Theon dead.
Yeah,
his sister dead. The uncle dead.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of main characters are going to die. I think all those characters you probably named
Because
are
they
going to be
did
dead.
the sweet fuckhole kill. They did sweet fuckhole killing this season. So
Yeah, they were really restrained this season.
That's why
they were very
at the end of the season, I was so like, all right, this character's dead because they're in a situation where it looks like they're going to die, and they haven't killed anybody off yet. So
yeah, I think they want to keep all the people for next season, so they can die.
Kill them all. They don't need to pay them
My
for
problem
another
is,
season.
I
So
don't
it doesn't
want.
matter. So
I don't want to get to the point where next season there's going to be a major character death like every episode, because then it's just going to.
I'm pretty sure there will be.
Yeah.
It's not going to be major. It's just going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just what's going to happen. So, how about you, Kieran? Who's ended up on the throne? Who's alive? How did they get there?
I think.
What's the story you see next season telling?
I think Tyrion's going to be on the throne
Ooh.
as the last Targaryen.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to pull that theory?
Yeah, I'm going with that theory that there is a third Targaryen and it's Tyrion. And
Oh goodness.
I think he's just going to fuck everybody over. He's just going to put them in a...
Tyrion just suddenly goes complete asshole.
I think he's been playing the long game. I think this is very much the long game.
Oh god.
Like, I think
I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate the character. If he does
I
this.
will hate the character as well. I will hate the character as well, but this is what I can see for that character is he has done everything in his best ability to get all the chess pieces on the board at this time so he can maneuver it. That'll be why, he has that scene with Cersei. He might have been like, hey, I'll help you out to get rid of these people. And he's going to help Dany get rid of those. And he just hopes they kill each other. Just, I'm interested. I mean, I just go for a wild card pick because I think it's too obvious and I think it's too much wishful thinking, Ash. I don't think Jon Snow can end on the Iron Throne. It'll be way too cliche. It'll be way too cliche.
He was the bastard boy who was actually of royal blood.
Way too cliche.
It's the Princess Diaries.
Way too cliche. If it ends like that, I'll be disappointed. Because it's like, well, this was obvious.
What about you, Dylan? Because you started the season saying Littlefinger was going to end up on the throne.
How wrong I was.
Is that White Walker, Littlefinger going to end up on the throne? Night King comes and resurrects him?
They should burn his body, that's for sure. That's one thing they should get on. At this stage, I honestly believe that it's no one that's in the show currently, is my answer.
Ooh.
And I'm not doing it as a cop-out answer, but I'm just like I just reckon that either everyone who could be will end up dead, or they end up like non-capable, or they purposely put someone new on, or they even if you want to go over the whole John and Dany have a kid thing, and then like that the kid ends up on, sure.
Yeah, because we fast forward.
Like that. I don't reckon.
Flash forward.
Yeah, flash forward, like epilogue, it's their kid or something, which I don't want to happen, but like it's something at this stage I'm like, I could see that actually being.
What would you think? It's a terrible idea.
It's someone we haven't seen.
If the White Walkers won.
I'm open to this theory. However, I feel like they have 5 episodes to earn it, and I don't think they can. Because at the moment, if they just suddenly had them win, I'm like, okay, it's just kind of sadistic. Like I don't feel like they've done enough.
Yeah.
Like if you go online and read the theories as to like the Night King actually being the good guy and like all this sort of stuff, you're like, okay, cool. But they haven't done that in the show to the point where the average viewer would understand that, I suppose. So I don't feel like they can do that without earning it. And if he won and they do like make his character out and they pull a cool, they have 5 episodes or 5.5 episodes or whatever to pull that across to be like, oh, he's actually a good guy. Like everyone you know is being good.
So if like did a special episode focusing on the Night King.
Like I think that would be
something like that.
Thing.
Yeah, which is the way to go about it if you want to go that route. But and like the whole idea that he's Bran.
No,
it's a nightmare.
It lines up.
It is a real nightmare.
Everything lines up.
It's what everything lines up.
All the Bran theories.
I don't know.
Just a lot of things.
No. So I'm gonna say it's someone. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that it's someone we haven't seen, and I reckon I'm gonna say that most people in the show are dead by the end of the season.
Also, Kieran's ringer for the Iron Throne, Samwell Tarly.
Did you know the best theory that I've read all year that makes perfect sense to me is the whole Sam's the one writing the Game of Thrones thing. Have you read that?
Yeah, I have, and I do enjoy that.
Because they're like the spinning globe thing that the show comes through at the start of the opening titles is hanging up in the middle of the Maester's grand room there with all the books and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, that makes sense. That makes heaps of sense. Which means that Sam isn't dying. He's the only one that's left.
Which I'm glad, because Sam, like, I will give line of the season for me to Samwell Tarly of after Bran's like, oh, I'm the three-eyed raven. He's like, oh, okay,
that's cool.
That's okay. Just go fit on Sam.
My line of the season is in my least favorite episode, but it's still the Hound chucking the rock at the zombie fucking things there, and it just drops and he goes, "You dumb cunt."
Yeah, and then he fucks it for everyone.
That's my line of the season. Yeah. Do you have a line of the season, Ash?
I think from the last episode when Theon says, "I've done things that not."
Oh yeah. Yeah, and John
done things I regret.
John's like, you have.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like a GIF moment.
Like, no shit. Yeah. All right. Well, been an interesting wrap up. It was good to have. I feel like having us three do the wrap up is worked out pretty well. We've had kind
different
of
views,
like across the board views on the season as a whole and the episodes, which is really good. Makes for great conversation, stuff like that. Thank you for joining us. Thank you if you've watched South of King's Landing. Thank you for joining it for the last and final time this year. Be back for last season, season 8, when it comes out in 2020 million or something.
Whenever
like
it happens.
That. They start filming it in October. They start filming it next month, guys. And it's supposed to be out by next year. No, that's not happening. I don't see that happening.
Unless they do
the
like
special effects are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And they're not going to happen. Don't forget to give the video.
It's going to take at least 6 months to render.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're back here for the next season and stuff like that. Thank you once again for joining me, Kieran, Ash, Nick for one episode, Tom for one episode, and Jack for a couple episodes. It's been great. Hope you've all enjoyed it. And for the last time, bye-bye.
Throw.
That's not actually a thing. We're not actually doing
Crow.
Crow.
We're not doing that.
But what happened to Gendry?
You fuck.
Dead? Did he die at the wall? It's important. Gendry could end up on the throne. He's got Baratheon blood.